So what we want to know about our koalas on Valentine's Day is actually, like people, we are going to be STI checking our koalas to check their health. So for koalas, they get a lot of similar STI infections as people. So we'll be looking at chlamydia and we'll be looking at retrovirus, but this one is specific to koalas, so it's koala retrovirus, and we'll be looking at herpes virus as well. Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of research from other locations across Australia, and we're seeing that disease is quite prevalent in a lot of populations, and there are kind of information that we know that there is disease in Central Queensland population, but this research will be so important because we don't know specifically where all of the koalas are in Central Queensland, so we're going to be doing a widespread survey to look at 200 koalas in Central Queensland to check their health status for the first time. Yes, so it's an ambitious total, but we're going to achieve it. We have a survey out, which is for landowners to talk about if they have koalas on their property. So we're only interested in collecting the koala feces because this is going to be so important to tell us how healthy these koalas are. So poo tells you a lot about koalas because it contains DNA, and using that DNA we can test for diseases. But we're also going to be looking at stress as well, from fecal cortisol metabolites as well. And we're also looking at microbiome diversity in their gut as well. Yeah, so microbiomes are really important to kind of help with koala digestion, but a lot of just their immune system functions and their overall health as well. So when that is compromised, that again, they're more likely to pick up illnesses, they're less able to digest certain foods. So it's really important that they have this good diversity of microbiomes, and some of that in koalas is passed on through their mum from a young kind of age and what they're exposed to. So that could vary between the koalas across Central Queensland depending on their habitat. So there's lots of things that we can do. So firstly, it's looking at where the koalas are that have these diseases, and also by looking at other health markers. So we spoke about looking at stress in the microbiome. We're looking at more than just that disease, but we're trying to connect dots in whether these health factors are correlated to each other. And that's going to be really important because that's information that we don't know about koalas. So this will be the first time that all of these factors are looked at together. And if we have a better understanding of how all of these kind of factors work together, that's when we can come with a plan to help these koalas, and we can target conservation action plans if we know that there are sick koalas in the future. So yeah, I moved here from England and I was a senior mammal keeper in a zoo. So mammals was always my interest. And we did have some marsupials, and I think if you're a mammal enthusiast like me, Australia is kind of the place to be. There are so many mammals here, and we know that they've got one of the fastest declining rates of any mammals across the world. So it's a really important place to be for mammal conservation and research. There's so much nature around. Every time I just see a possum, I'm excited. So seeing a koala makes me really happy. Yes, as a zookeeper, actually I handle poo a lot less now than what I did before, so perfectly trained for poo handling.